In 2026, becoming a UGC creator is the easiest and quickest side hustle for anyone with no previous experience to begin from scratch and make at least $2,000 per month with just a few hours a day and zero startup costs required. I know this personally because on April 4th, 2025, I quit my $82K per year job and went all in as a UGC creator. Within just the first 30 days, I ended up making over $10,000 from brand deals alone. I've gone on to make more than I was before working a safe job, and today I've put together an insanely detailed guide based on all the lessons I've learned so that by the end of this, you'll know what the business is, how it works, how you can start, and then make money in the next 30 days. I'm gonna start with a brief breakdown of my story so you know that this is not only possible for you, but something you can make happen if you implement everything I'm about to teach you. Then I'll explain exactly what being a UGC creator actually means, set realistic expectations, and help you understand what you're getting into. Next, we'll go through how to make the content that brands are paying creators huge money for. And finally, I'll give you the exact steps you need to copy to go out there and get paid in the next 30 days. So, before I even knew what UGC was, I was 4 years deep into a corporate recruiting career. I had just gotten promoted, I had gotten a 10K raise, and I was able to convince my job to let me go fully remote. And on paper, things looked amazing, but in reality, I was miserable. So what that actually felt like, I hated the corporate politics. I hated working for something I no longer believed in. And I was still feeling financially behind and out of control even with that 10K raise. And ultimately, I was comparing myself to my friends who loved their careers or were already entrepreneurs. To be fully honest, I felt lost, I felt behind, and I felt stuck. And the better things looked on paper, the worse I was feeling inside. And that led me to hitting rock bottom. I was broke, I was in debt, and I decided to live with my parents at 26 years old. So I ended up moving from Southern California, where everyone I knew was, to Las Vegas, where I knew no one, in December of 2024. I had no plan. I was just trying to save money and figure out my life. And then on December 23rd, 2024, one day after I moved to Vegas, I decided to start making content to document this journey. And 22 days after that, everything changed. This was the TikTok that changed everything in my life. I saw a girl talk about how she was making $12,000 to $15,000 a month doing UGC. And my first thought was, this has to be a scam. But my second thought was, how do I get started right now? So over the next 10 days, I decided that I was going to go all in on UGC as a side hustle. I researched what it was and how to make it. I was creating UGC example videos. I built a UGC portfolio on Canva, and I set up a Fiverr seller account. And on January 29th, 2025, just 7 days after setting up everything, I landed my first paid deal. That was $500 from a client on Fiverr, and this was just 17 days total into starting UGC. And this was absolutely crazy because before this, I had tried and failed 3 dropshipping businesses and a resume revision business. This was the first time ever a side hustle actually worked and paid me anything. And so fast forward the first 2 months of doing UGC while working my full-time job, in January, I made $500. And then in February, I made another $500, which obviously wasn't life-changing money, but it was enough to make me wonder what was possible with this. And so as I started thinking, I came to this logic that made me quit my job. I thought about the worst case scenario if I decided to quit. And ultimately, I would be broke, I would be in debt, I'd be living with my parents, and I'd probably have to get another job that I hated. Oh, and guess what? That was already my life. So there was literally nothing to lose and only everything to gain by going all in and taking a bet on UGC. Making the leap. So I decided to make the leap, and on March 3rd, 2025, just 50 days after starting UGC, I decided to call my boss and put in my resignation. I put in my 30-day notice with my job. On March 31st, 2025, I ended my 3rd month doing UGC with my first $1,000 month. So April 2025 was my first month going all in on UGC full time. And in that month, pretty much every day I applied to UGC platforms. I was researching other creators who were doing well. I was building across multiple channels to get more deals. And ultimately, I landed my first $500 per video deals. And by the end of April, my 4th month doing UGC, I ended up making $10,500 from UGC. And this was more than I'd ever made in a single month ever. So what changed from 1K in March to 10K in April was that the momentum from the first 2.5 months of consistent work finally hit all at once. My portfolio was stronger as I was working with more brands. Brands were starting to recognize my work and reaching out to me, giving me inbound deals. And I was showing up every single day and treating it like a business and not a side hustle. The 10K month didn't happen because I quit my job. It happened because of everything I built before I quit. And so where this goes today, in less than 15 months since starting UGC with zero experience, I have made over $100,000 from UGC. I've worked with amazing brands like Amazon and Starbucks. I've been paid 4 figures for just a 30-second video, and I've built a business I actually love showing up for every single day. And this is not the ceiling. This is just the floor. I'm just getting started, and it started the same way yours will, with your first paid deal. Now you know that a normal guy like me made this work, so you 100% can too. Next, I'm gonna show you exactly what I did, starting with what UGC actually is, because most beginners get this wrong from the beginning. So what UGC actually is. UGC stands for User Generated Content, and it is essentially short form videos created by real people used by brands in paid ads, for their social media pages, or for their websites and email campaigns. And this is typically just filmed at home on your phone without needing a crazy setup or anything. And here's an example of what a UGC video could look like. Someone at Sniff and Snack is getting fired for this. There's no way this is supposed to be free. With Sniff and Snack, you get 2 USA-made limited ingredient treats and 2 durable toys every month. But if you choose the 3-month plan, they throw in a free 5 mini GPS tracker with 6 months of tracking included. That's a $99 value. This deal is too good to be true, so check it out on Sniff and Snack while it's still live. Super simple. Made that on my phone, took me like an hour, edited it on CapCut. Something that I want to get clear is that UGC is not influencer marketing, because there is a very distinct difference between the two. With traditional influencer deals where you have millions of followers, brands are paying to access your audience. And with these deals, you are expected to post the content on your own page as an influencer. And to get these deals, you need followers for this. With UGC, on the other hand, brands are paying for the content itself, because brands are going to use that content to post on their pages or to run as ads, and therefore no followers required. As you can tell, these are 2 completely different businesses. What UGC is marketing. Most people think UGC is just doing like unboxings or TikTok trends for brands, but it's not. The content you create is going to be actual marketing material that is helping these companies grow. The video that you make could be used in an ad that could potentially generate thousands, if not millions in sales. And that's a real impact on real businesses, which is crazy to say that normal people like you and me can make such a big impact on these brands that we know and love. And you might be asking why brands are actually paying for this. Well, UGC is actually super helpful for companies right now in marketing. And that's because UGC is converting better than polished studio ads. People are trusting real people more than commercials. UGC is cheaper and faster to make than traditional advertising, and brands need multiple creators, hooks, and versions constantly with how many ads they're putting out. Just so you know, a traditional ad and commercial could cost $10, $20, $100,000 to create. An influencer could cost $50,000 for one post. But a brand can pay a UGC creator maybe $500 for a video that can do just as well. And the number of brands running paid ads is growing faster than the number of creators out there, so demand is not slowing down. And I want to tell you right now, normal people have the advantage in this. Not celebrities, not models, not influencers, but normal people like you and me. Brands do not want models. They want the person watching that video to think, wow, that looks like me. That trust will drive the click, and that trust will drive the sale. The more you look like the brand's audience, the more valuable you are. It literally pays to be a normal person. Overall, brands want real people. So what you need to start UGC? It's pretty simple. You need a phone with a camera, you need internet connection, and you need the willingness to be on camera. I'm gonna tell you right now, you do not need like a crazy setup, an expensive camera, crazy lighting, or a studio to get paid with UGC. You just need these 3 things to get started. And before we move on, let's just kill the objections right now. You might be thinking, but I need followers for this. No, you're selling content, not an audience. Oh, but I need to be conventionally attractive. No, you wanna look like normal people because relatable converts, unattainable doesn't. But I don't have expensive gear. You don't need to. My first deals were filmed on my iPhone. Oh, but everyone's doing UGC. It's so oversaturated. No, UGC hasn't been around for that long. Demand is outpacing supply. This is still early to hop in this. Or you might be thinking, oh, but it won't work for me. No, it's going to work because you are you. Brands want normal. That's literally the point of UGC. The perfect time to start is right now. Now that you understand what this actually is, let's talk about what makes content good. This is what most beginners think what good UGC is. It could be cinematic edits, aesthetic unboxings, copying TikTok trends, fancy transitions. And honestly, none of that matters if the content doesn't perform. Good UGC is judged on one thing: does it convert? And with every good UGC video, especially for paid ad UGC, they follow the same script structure that works pretty much every time. And that's going to be a hook, the problem solution, the product intro, value propositions or key selling points, and the call to action. Every converting UGC video pretty much follows this flow. It's very simple, it's repeatable, and it works for almost any brand or product. All right, let's break down the structure of this. The hook. This is going to be your first 3 to 5 seconds, and it's really focused on calling out the right person. It's gonna highlight their specific problem, and it's gonna make them curious to keep watching. Then you're gonna highlight the problem and solution. You wanna make the person watching this really feel relatable and be like, dang, yeah, that's me. This is going to transition naturally into the brand or the product as the solution. That is where you talk about what it is, what it helps with, and why it actually matters. After that, you're going to talk about the value propositions. And these are basically just 2 to 3 strong selling points. It could be talking about what makes it different, the benefits of this product to the actual viewer, or social proof like how many downloads or reviews the brand has. And lastly, you always want to end with a call to action or a CTA where you are going to tell the viewer exactly what to do next. Never assume they'll figure it out because they won't. But the most important part of this whole structure is going to be the hook. The hook is everything. Every video will live or die in that first 3 to 5 seconds. And a good hook is gonna call out a very specific person. You wanna target someone extremely specifically, understanding their direct pain points and what is going to make them watch. Because you wanna get them curious and make them to want to keep watching. If you work a 9 to 5 and feel like you never have time for the gym, this is for you. That's very relatable to someone working in corporate and busy and wanting to get fit, but they don't have time for the gym, so they're gonna keep watching. Another one, here are 3 ways to cut your meal prep time in half as a busy mom. I guarantee you that busy moms who are struggling with time management and cooking for the family are going to love this video. And another one for pet owners. Why did no one tell me sooner about this way to stop my dog's shedding? Anyone with a dog that sheds is going to be curious and be like, what's stopping the shedding? Those are good hooks that are going to get people to keep watching. Now let's talk about what bad UGC could look like. For example, videos that are going to open with the traditional, hey guys, today I'm going to talk about blah, blah, blah. No one's watching that. No one cares about you. No one's caring about what you're going to talk about. You want to make sure the hook is focused on the viewer, not yourself. So that is off the bat bad. Another bad thing would be listing 10 features instead of solving one problem. No one cares about the entire ingredient list in a product. They want to hear about the actual benefit of the product. Another thing is sounding like it's being read off a script. You want it to sound natural, like it's coming authentically, not like a robot. Another bad thing would be a dark room, cluttered background, or bad audio. You want it to look clean, not disgusting. And no clear CTA at the end. You wanna make sure that the viewer knows exactly what to do at the end. Overall, the biggest mistake with bad UGC is just making content about the product instead of for the person watching. The video really isn't about the product. The video is for the person watching to make them realize that they need the product. On the flip side, let's talk about what good UGC looks like. And that's gonna have a hook that calls out a specific person. It's gonna speak directly to a pain point of the viewer. It's going to have a clear transition to the product as a solution. It's gonna show the benefits, not list features. It's gonna have a clear CTA, and overall it's gonna have good lighting, a good variance within B-roll and shots, some sound effects or music, and good tonality. Here's an example of a UGC video I did that was actually a top performing video for the brand in Q1. If you're constantly traveling for work, this will be the easiest switch you make. Because let's be honest, managing work travel for the whole team is still way harder than it should be. Between contracts, surprise fees, and juggling a million tabs, it eats up way too much time. That's why my team uses Engine. Engine is a free-to-use business travel platform built for people who actually travel for work. No contracts, no minimum spend, no agent assist fees. You can book flights, hotels, and cars all in one place, and Engine handles things like team policies and consolidated invoicing, so you're not manually managing every trip, every receipt, every time. And when plans change, Engine's Flex keeps your travel flexible without blowing up your budget, even when schedules change last minute. If work travel's a constant for your team, switch to Engine. Awesome. And so with that, you can clearly hear the hook, how I'm talking to a specific person who is traveling for work. I transition into Engine, I showed the benefits, and have a clear CTA with that. Cool. All right, awesome. Now let's actually make one. I'm gonna walk you through the scripting process live so you can make your first video today. And before we start scripting, there are two formats you need to know as a beginner, and that's gonna be talking head and voiceover. Talking head is exactly this, where you are talking directly to the camera, and a voiceover is going to be basically just other footage with you talking over the footage. Today, we're gonna be building a talking head script since it's the easiest and typically most in demand for brands. Step one for this is to pick a product you use. So take a product that you already own and use and make a UGC example for it. Some inspiration you can take for this could be, skincare products you like, a beverage you drink, maybe an app you use, a service that you use like a dog walker, or something else that you like. And really think about who this product is for, what are their biggest pain points, and how does this product solve those pains? So for this script, we're gonna be using the same structure I mentioned, a hook, problem and solution, product introduction, value props, and the CTA. And for this video, we are going to use this Anchor power bank that I have. I was actually just using this, so I love this product. So we're gonna write down the name, and this is exactly what I do for most of my UGC videos, where I pretty much write down everything I need to know before I start scripting so I can pretty much just plug and play. Anchor power bank. So for this Anchor power bank, let's start off and think about who this is actually for. So this is a portable charger that comes with a USB-C cable. It shows you the battery life on there, and it's pretty fast and pretty slim too. So this is a great product I use and take wherever with me. So this is for people who need to charge their phone on the go. Obviously, it's a portable charger. What are their pain points or their problem? Their phone is always dead. They never can find an outlet for traditional charger. Their portables are too bulky. This is pretty slim. Other chargers are pretty big. They're too bulky. Let's see, the other chargers take too long. Those are pretty good pain points of someone who's like walking around at 20% on battery life all day. So honestly, yeah, these are pretty good pain points here. How does this Anchor power bank solve these problems? Well, for example, this is a fast charger. It is slim and easy to take around. Can fully charge your device. Perfect. That is a great solution to these pain points here. And what are the value props of this? So in addition to just the solution, what are the other benefits that this will give to a viewer that really makes them want to buy? So value propositions are also known as like key selling points or just other cool aspects. So an example of a value prop for this is that it's pretty slim. So here's my phone and here is the charger. it's pretty slim. So it is very slim, it's portable. So it is slim and can take anywhere easily. Another thing is that it has this digital screen that tells you exactly how much battery life is on here. Has a screen to tell you how much battery life is left. What else? Oh, I love this little cable. So you see this wrist strap? This wrist strap is actually the USB-C cable. So you always have a cable with you. You don't have to worry about bringing your own or losing it. So that's really cool. Oh my God, this thing is stuck. So let's see. Has a built-in USB-C wrist strap. Another thing, it has 2 ports. So it has a USB-C as well as a standard USB, and it's a fast charger. So USB-C and standard USB to charge 2 devices at once. And it is, this is like a 10K 22.5 watt. So basically it's a fast charger. Cool. Some other things you can use for social proof are also like reviews, like how many years in business. Anchor is a huge company. So you could talk about like, they're the #1 rated business for chargers. But we don't need to talk about that here. And lastly, what should the viewer do? They buy the charger. Okay, perfect then. So to recap everything here, so now we have this all the information that we brainstormed for this Anchor power bank. So who's it for? It's people who need to charge their phone on the go. What are their pain points or problem? You know, their phone is always dead. They can never find an outlet for like a traditional plug-in charger. Their old portables are too bulky, and the other chargers just take too long to charge their phone. And how does this solve that? It is a fast charger, it's slim and easy to take around, and it can fully charge your device. Great. Some of the great value propositions of this are that it is slim and can be taken anywhere easily. It has a screen to tell you how much battery life is left. It has a built-in USB-C wrist strap. It has 2 ports, so you can charge 2 devices at once, and it's a fast charger. And the viewer should buy the charger. Perfect then. So now, using this information, let's go ahead and build a hook for this to start off this script. And remember, with the hook, you want to talk to a very specific person and call out their pain point to make them curious and watch the rest of the video. So for this hook, we're going to be talking to people who need to charge their phone on the go, who are probably suffering from dying phones. Their phone's always at 20%. So for this hook, something that we could write would be, let's see, if your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. Yeah, I like that. So pretty much that's calling out someone directly right there. So if your phone is always at 20%, very specific people, you know someone that has their phone at 20%, and you're never near a charger, calling out that pain point of, they can't charge their phone, this is for you, making them curious. So I think that is a good hook that we do there. Next, let's kind of expand on the pain points and the problem. So with this, a really good way to do this is kind of like a testimonial style. So with that hook, now let's build on the pain points and the problem. So let's really walk them through and make them feel the pain of what they've been feeling. That way we can really help sell the product here. So let's talk about maybe like kind of being stressed out here. So like stress, let's see. So like I used to like stress out every time I left the house. Let's see. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers. Let's see, like hunt for outlets. Or rush home before my phone died. My phone died just to charge. Cool, yeah. So that's something good. So it's like, we're talking about basically like, oh, like I used to have to stress out every time because my battery life sucked. So every time I left the house, I would stress out. I had to borrow chargers from friends. I had to hunt for outlets or just rush home before my phone died just to charge. So that's really highlighting the problem here and making you feel the kind of the stress here. After this, now it's time to build on that and do the product introduction. So now we do something pretty natural and just talk about, just introduce names. So let's see. Could be like, but this Anchor power bank completely changed that. Easy. So now we introduced the product. Now let's talk about the value props and how it actually solves the problem here. So one of the things is like, okay, let's start off with how this is a portable charger. So you pretty much can always have it on you, so you don't have to borrow the chargers or hunt for outlets. So let's see. So like it's slim enough to bring everywhere. It's slim enough to bring everywhere. Let's see, fast charges your phone. Let's see, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap, so you always can charge on the go. Awesome. That's a really easy way to kind of build in some of those value props right there. Let's see. Let's kind of keep building on it. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Awesome there. And then I really do like this idea of the USB-C and standard USB to charge two devices at once. So that's kind of a cool prop for you and a friend. So let's just say, plus there's a USB-C and standard USB, so you can charge two devices at once. Awesome, that's really cool. And then now let's kind of tie this together. So like, okay, we listed a lot of the value props here, but let's try to tie it together to make the viewer think like, oh, okay, I use this. This is something I need. So like I just say, now I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Cool. And then last, let's end with the CTA. So let's tell the viewer to buy the charger. So let's get them to know exactly what to do. So I'm gonna tell them, hey, so stop. So let's say, stop stressing about Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today. Perfect. So that's the script right there. So let's read this through and see how it sounds. Obviously, this is just the first draft that we kind of wrote up. As you are writing scripts, always just read it out to see if it feels natural and then make the adjustments as you go. You're gonna get better and better as you write these scripts, but this is just a sample script that we wrote up here. So let's read this here. If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and standard USB so you can charge two devices at once. Now I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today. Awesome, okay. That's a pretty good script, I think. It really hits everything and it follows this structure of hook, problem solution, product introduction, value props, and CTA very well. And I think that is a script that honestly, the brand would probably take. Perfect. Okay, so you've got your script. Now let's film it. Something I do want to mention here though is as you are filming your UGC videos, you are going to be getting two types of footage. That is going to be your A-roll and your B-roll. Your A-roll is pretty much just your main talking footage. That is the main timeline footage there. And the B-roll is going to be just supporting visuals. So in this case, the A-roll would be me reading the script, and then the B-roll would be me taking product photos of this, showing it in use. Okay, it is time to start filming. We are going to start filming with the A-roll, and I am going to go ahead and do the full talking head script read right here for you. After we do the talking head version, then we are going to go ahead and just film some simple B-roll and get shots of our product. For my setup, I am literally just in my bedroom because I have this really big window right here, so you get good natural lighting and you can see that I'm well lit. As you can tell, if I did this with the window behind me, I look very blown out, it's hard to see me, and this just doesn't look good. So if you have a window with a good natural source of light, you can just set up right in front of it like this. And I told you guys you do not need any fancy equipment. Like I said, I'm using a window, I have a water bottle here, and I'm just gonna prop my phone like this and record right there. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Some tips for how to film your A-roll and the talking head footage are to not worry about making a mistake. You are probably not gonna do a perfect script read all the way through. You might stumble on your words, you might feel like the delivery wasn't that great, a number of things. I stutter a lot, I mumble, so it happens all the time for me. So really, when you're doing your A-roll, the biggest thing is don't stop the recording. Just go ahead and keep recording through all the mistakes and you will be fine. You can just paste all the best takes together in the editing portion. The best way to do a script read is to first just practice reading the script out loud so you understand kind of what you're saying, how to deliver it, and just familiarize yourself with speaking the words itself. From there, you have two options on how to actually record the video itself. From there, you have two options on how to actually record the script itself. Number one, you could just have the script on like your laptop or print it out somewhere and just memorize it line by line and just record it like that. Or you can do what I do and just use a teleprompter. So pretty much for every script read, what I do is I just take the actual script from Google Docs, I go ahead and copy it, and then I go to the CapCut app and use their built-in camera function because there is a teleprompter built in right there. So all you have to do is go ahead here, you're gonna go ahead and press on the teleprompter button, and then you're just going to go ahead and paste in your script. And just like that, your whole script is right there. What I would recommend doing, since it pastes in just like one big block, just go ahead and use space it out, just have some line separation, that way you can read it a little bit easier and whatnot. And how a teleprompter works, it's pretty much going to record off your front camera here, and then you can just go ahead and record while it actually shows the line. So it looks just like this. So countdown, and then the lines are moving up while recording you right there. So very helpful for me. It does take practice to learn how to like read and deliver without looking like you're reading. So just give yourself some grace, but this is what I do. And I think it makes the process just so much faster. What we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna go ahead and get this set up to film right here. I'm just gonna place my phone right here, and then this is what the angle is gonna look like. And we're gonna start filming. You can adjust the speed and the size of the text and all that, so mess around to that to your liking. I will say this is something I do before every time I film, is I just make noises and I shake it out to get loose. Because you're probably gonna feel really like nervous or like cringy before you film. So you wanna just get yourself feeling loose. So literally just like shake out your limbs, make some mouth noises. You ever seen Sharpay Evans in High School Musical? You wanna hit the I just do like rapper ad-libs, like mama, and I feel good. So you feel a little looser, you feel silly, and then that's gonna help you sound more natural on camera. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this filmed live. We are going to film the A-roll first, then after that, I'll film some product videos with this to film the B-roll and just show the product itself. And don't mind my dog. Okay. We're set up and we are gonna start filming. And like I said, do not worry about making mistakes. just keep going. You can edit everything out later. You should do multiple takes of the same line if you can as well. If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. That was the first line right there. It felt like a little rushed, so I'm gonna go ahead and try that again. Just gonna go ahead and do that one more time. All right, a little more energy. If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for out. Oops, my gosh. Okay, kind of rush into that, so we're gonna go again. Here we go. Let's see. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. Cool, I like that. Then here, but this Anker power bank completely changed that. So I'm just gonna hold this in hand for this one. See. But this Anker power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. Cool, let's just do that one more time. Let's see. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Okay, cool. And we're just kind of going as we can. Let's see, here we go. Okay. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anker power bank today. Cool. The CTA, little off, so let's try doing that one more time. Let's see. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anker power bank today. Perfect. Awesome. And we got that. That's what it looks like. If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. All right, perfect. So that is our A-roll right there. What I'm going to do next is just go ahead and film this a little bit here. I'm just gonna get some shots of the product itself. I'm gonna show maybe how slim it is by putting it in my pocket. I'm gonna show it plugged into a phone maybe, or the outlets, and just overall kind of showcasing the value props of this with additional footage. I may or may not use it all, but it's always good to get extra B-roll. After I film all of that, we're gonna go ahead and bring all the footage onto my desktop for CapCut to edit. I will say, you can just edit this right away in the CapCut app and just cut out all the dead spaces, but I am gonna go ahead and film the B-roll right now and then edit everything in CapCut desktop. I like desktop a little bit better, but it's totally up to you. It's the same process either way. All right, so the script read talking head version looks good. Now let's go ahead and film some B-roll, which is just supporting footage of the product itself. And super simple, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our phone and we're just gonna film in the same position here, but just showing the product itself. And that way we can overlay this footage on top of our talking head just to show the product a little bit more. Honestly, just get as many shots as you can and you feel that show the product well. For this, we're talking about the kind of wrist strap with the USB-C, so we can show that. We can talk about how slim it is, so maybe put it in our pocket. We could talk about the screen, so show the actual the battery life on there, and then also the 2 USB ports here. So just showing all the features here, and then we may use all the B-roll, we may not, but it's always good to have extra. And I would recommend filming like 10 seconds minimum per shot. That way you just have a little bit more to work with. You never know if you're shaky. Perfect, so we're just gonna go ahead and do this. Move this here. But we're gonna go ahead and film with this. Let's see. Getting it right in frame here. Beautiful. Get the label. Nice. All right. Cool. Just get as many angles as you can. Try slow movements. Try to have your hand steady. The wrist strap here. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and prop my phone right here again, real quick, just to show off the this portion here. Let's see. And then just show it. Cool. Just show it off. And awesome. Cool. Getting all our shots in here. B-roll, just kind of get as many shots as you can of it. The more the merrier. Having too much B-roll is never a problem. Yeah. Now I'm showing how slim it is by just putting it in my pocket. Cool. Awesome. All right, now we got all the B-roll that we need, so we're gonna take that with the A-roll and start editing it in CapCut. All right, great. You have your footage, now let's edit. For my editing, I almost always do it on CapCut on my laptop. I used to edit on my phone, but I just think the laptop is so much faster. But I will say, I know so many full-time UGC creators who edit everything on their phone using the free version of CapCut. So you can definitely do this on your phone. It is the same exact process. So we'll just go through how to edit and the kind of methodology here. That way you can do it on your phone or the laptop. When I am editing on my laptop, I pretty much just take all the footage from my phone and I'll either just like upload it to a drive, that way I can download on my laptop, or I just airdrop it over. And so I already have all the footage here on my laptop in my downloads. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that up. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna go ahead and open up CapCut on my laptop. And then we are gonna go here. Once CapCut is open, you're going to press Create New Project. And then it's gonna pull up this screen here. It looks kind of confusing, but don't worry, it's super simple. The first thing we're gonna do is we are going to edit our A-roll, so that main talking head footage. We're gonna press Import, and then we are going to go ahead and load up our talking head footage. And that is going to be this footage right here. We have 1 minute and 21 seconds of our talking head footage, which is definitely too long. We ideally want this video between somewhere 30, maybe 50 seconds long max, definitely under 1 minute. So we're gonna go ahead and take this and we're gonna just drag it down to the timeline here. And now you can see the entire videos here, and you can see all of the kind of audio wavelengths here as well. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna play it throughout first so you can see the unedited version, and then we'll start clipping up the dead space to make it sound more cohesive. So this is what we got so far.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets. Oof, my God. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap, so you can always charge on the go. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today. Perfect.
All right, cool. Those weren't bad. Honestly, I think that's pretty good so far. But as you can tell, there's a bunch of retakes. There's a lot of pauses in this. So what we're gonna start doing is we're just gonna trim out all of the pauses. And so whether you're on your phone or on your laptop like me, the easiest way to do that is pretty much you can just go ahead and click the beginning of the playhead. So click on the actual, the clip itself. And then at the end, you can kind of just drag where you want to trim the clip. So in this case, I really want to just take out all those dead spaces. So you can hear here. So I don't talk until about right here. So let's go ahead and trim that up. Let's trim it here, so let's see what that sounds like.
If your phone is...
Took out a little bit too much, pull it back. You pretty much don't want any dead space between what the words are saying. So like less than half a second for sure of any space in between the sentences.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out.
So that's a big gap right there. So let's take that out. What you can do here is you can click on it and then you just press the split tool right here. So click on the timeline, click there, and then you can go ahead and press split. It's the same thing on mobile as well. And then from there, let's listen again.
I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for out. Oops, my God.
Okay, so we messed that up. We can just take that out right there. So we can just start.
I used to stress out.
Probably right here. So let's click. And then let's just trim out all of this right here. So.
This is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge.
Perfect then. Pretty much what I always do is I just press play and then listen to it, and I just press pause immediately once I finish a sentence. So do that, and we'll split it right there. We'll kind of zoom over to next time I talk.
But this Anchor power bank completely changed that.
Cool. Split right here. Then let's go ahead and just trim out the beginning of that. So this is what we got so far.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that.
That's pretty good. So you can see that it's very cohesive. It sounds like I'm just talking without a bunch of pauses in between. So that's what the whole goal is of editing your A-roll. We want to make sure we only keep our best takes, cut out all the dead space, and just make sure it sounds cohesive and smooth all the way through. And that's why it's so important as you're filming your A-roll to do multiple takes, to take pauses in between lines, to give yourself the most flexibility in the edit. So let's keep going and just run through this.
It's slim enough to bring everything.
And the reason why I like editing on laptop is you can do shortcut keys. So if you click on the actual timeline and you want to trim everything to the left of the clip, you just press Q. So that trimmed that.
Completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go.
Perfect then. Press pause. You click on the clip and then you press Command B. That'll split the clip for you right there.
Charge on the go. It's slim enough to bring everywhere.
So let's see. Click. Q.
Has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go.
And then Command B there. And then so we have two different takes. So let's hear which one's better.
It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go.
I like that second one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and click the first version of that and just press delete. Get rid of it.
Completely change that. It's slim enough to bring. They completely changed that.
Right there, there's a little bit of a dead space in the gap. And if I zoom in, you'll probably be able to see this. So if you zoom in on timeline, you can see all this dead space in between the audio. So let's go ahead and trim that. We're just gonna go click it, bring it in, click this, and bring that in. So we wanna make sure there's very little dead space in between the clips. That way it just seems very smooth.
They completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go.
Perfect.
There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left.
Okay. Command B, split it. Click here, Q.
On the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left.
Cool. Right here, he starts talking, so let's press this on the timeline, Q.
How much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Devices at once.
So right here, the clip ends, Command B to split it.
Now, I just throw it in my bag, stop.
Perfect. Here. Let's drag it over.
My bag and never have to worry about charging again.
Cool. All right, split at the end of that last sentence.
Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
Okay, I like that last version. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the beginning of where I start talking. So right there. We're gonna press on the thing, we're gonna press Q on laptop to cut everything before it.
Again, stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
Perfect, and stop right there. And then we're just gonna cut off right when I finish that sentence. And now we have a 41-second video. We trimmed down from 1 minute and 21 to 41 seconds in this talking head script. And so let's run through it really quick and see what this looks like.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
Awesome. So that is a really good talking head script right there. That is 41 seconds. It's engaging and has a good hook. It introduces the problem, the solution, brings the product into it, goes over value props. Pretty much hits all the mark with that strong CTA, and that could be a UGC video right there. But the only thing is, it's missing some things. It's a little boring. It is just me yapping. The things that are gonna take this to the next level are that we are going to now add in some of that B-roll that we took. So what we did is we took videos of the product itself. We recorded some videos of the product up close. We showed some of those features like the wrist wrap, the different ports, the screen. So what we can do with the B-roll is we are going to overlay that into the timeline. That way, when we're talking about certain features, we can show it on screen as well. And it's super simple to do. On the laptop, all you do is go ahead and upload your B-roll. So let's go ahead and just pull in the B-roll footage I have here. So I took 3 videos. Go ahead and import the B-roll footage. So let's see. So whenever I talk about the product, I'm pretty much just gonna go ahead and overlay the footage. And the easiest way to do that, I'll show you again, is just drag this and then drag it into the timeline right on top of the other one. And then it's just gonna create a new track and it's gonna be over the old track. If you're on your phone, the easiest way to do it is just press add overlay and then just upload the footage that you want and it'll just do the same exact thing. Perfect. So what we're gonna do here is when I say, when I introduce the Anchor power bank, I'm going to go ahead and show a video of the Anchor power bank. So
home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's
perfect. So when I say but this, and when I say Anchor power bank completely changed that, I'm just gonna show the Anchor power bank here with this footage. So I have this footage right here. I like this little clip. So we're gonna go ahead and trim this clip here. We're gonna press Q, and then I'm gonna trim the rest of the right side of this and press W. So that just trimmed the clip just to be this. We're just gonna throw that right here. So
before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring.
cool. We're gonna go ahead and drop the volume. Make sure to turn off the volume on your B-roll clips if you don't wanna mess it up. So this is what this looks like.
But this Anchor power bank completely changed that.
Cool, that looks good. And then now as I'm talking about the value props, let's go ahead and use more B-roll to highlight everything. So I say,
it's slim enough to bring everywhere.
So it's slim enough to bring everywhere. I have a B-roll video right here where I slip it in my pocket. So we can show that right there. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I like this little video right here of me kind of sliding my pocket. So let's go ahead and take that. That's nice. We're gonna grab that and just drag it over right here.
It's slim enough to bring everywhere.
So it's a little short. So
it's slim enough to bring everywhere.
What I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna show how skinny it is on the side. So right here, I like this footage. So if you look at this footage, this is how I edit. I just start looking at my B-roll and see what is good. I usually have an idea of kind of like what B-roll I want for what lines. But here I show it sideways. Oh, it's pretty slim. So let's go ahead and show this here. Cool. Take that. We're just gonna go and put this here. Perfect. So now we have this.
Change that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere. Fast charges your phone.
Cool. That looks good.
Your power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere. Fast charges your phone.
So fast charges your phone. So maybe for fast charges your phone, we just show the footage of the actual thing being plugged in here. So like right here. So I can show this. Maybe, let's see what that looks like.
Change that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go.
Cool, so it says here.
Fast charges your phone and has a
USB-C cable built into wrist strap, so we can go ahead and take that same footage here and then find where I talk about the wrist strap. So right here, Q. I'm gonna go split Command B to grab this portion. And then let's find what else is here. I like this video of me pulling it out. So let's see. Cool.
Fast charges your phone and has a USB-C cable built phone and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you.
Cool, that's pretty good. And you don't need to do B-roll for every single word. More visuals definitely help. Just try to vary the B-roll as much as you can. Change up the scene maybe every 3 to 5 seconds if you can. But we'll add some other aspects to make this dynamic too. But this looks pretty good. So this section right here looks like this.
But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even
cool. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it so
built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the
go. That's cool. And then right here, I talk about the screen.
There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a
cool. Right there, we're gonna say there's even a, and then we're gonna put the screen video on there. So this one I show the screen on, I think. Cool. Let's do that.
There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery.
Cool. Do I have anything closer up? Let's see. Cool, that works.
You can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C.
Awesome, that works.
Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once.
All right, so right here where I say plus
there's
where I say USB-C and standard USB, I'm just gonna show that in this video right here, where I just show the 2 plugs. Let's see. Whoops.
Any USB-C and a standard USB-C. How much battery do you have left? USB-C.
Accidentally cut off some of the other footage there. That's fine. We're gonna put that back here.
How much battery do you left? Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge.
Put that right there.
You have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
Awesome. Cool, let's watch that now that we have the B-roll as well as the A-roll all clipped up. It looks like this.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
All right, awesome. So that's a super basic edit right there. All that's left, let's go ahead and throw on captions. If you didn't know this, a lot of people actually watch videos on Instagram or TikTok with no sound. So having captions are very essential. What we're gonna do is you're just gonna click the captions button, and then you can generate auto captions. Perfect, it generated the auto captions right here, and this is what they look like.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you.
So with these captions, what I typically like to do is I like to make them 1 line only. You can make them 2 lines. You can make them just like however they come out normally, but I like to just condense them a little bit. I think it makes it look a little nicer. And I typically like to bring it up maybe like in this 3rd section. What you wanna do is you wanna make sure that it's not taking up any of the space right here on the right side, because on Instagram and TikTok, that's where like the like button is and the profile button. So the words might actually get covered. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna shrink this down a little bit and then put that back in the center. Right there's good. And then I like to go ahead and change the font. So on CapCut, I like going to font and I like using the classic font. So right here, it's pretty much the same font that they use on TikTok, so it's very native. And then it can be a little hard to see sometimes. So what I'll do is I'll go here to the preset styles and I'll just do this black outline. And you're probably very familiar with this from looking at it on TikTok. And then for me, I typically just go to like to 8 or 9 size, just preference, but you can keep it at 10 if you want. So perfect. So here we go. It says if your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. Perfect. And you can go line by line right here just to see. I used to stress out every time I left the house. So let's go ahead and change this. I'm just going to go and change all these to make it one line at a time of the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this, and then it misspelled anchor right here. So let's go ahead and change that. Anchor power bank. Completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere. Fast. Oh my God. We're going to change this here. Fast charges your phone and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist wrap. Is that what I said? Wrist wrap or wrist strap?
And has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap.
Wrist strap. Okay, so wrist strap. Just change, make sure it looks good. So you can always charge and then on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus there's a, I'm just gonna change since USB-C and standard USB. So you can charge 2 devices at once. Now I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about right here, your battery, and grab an Anchor power bank today. And we're just gonna have Anchor power bank today on one line. Perfect. So that is what it looks like here. So let's go ahead and watch this.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anchor power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anchor power bank today.
All right, awesome. That's a pretty decent UGC video right there. And that is definitely enough for your first example in your portfolio. Listen, you are going to make plenty of UGC videos, so this is just the basic core structure here. I think this is plenty for a brand, and obviously you can add as much as you want. You can change things around. You could change the fonts if you would like. This is a very safe style to go with. Some things that I would recommend you messing around with as well are maybe adding some music in the background or sound effects if you would like. So you could do that. You could also add more text on screen. So you might be familiar, you might see like someone put a text hook on screen as well, where they might add text here. So you can put additional text, and then you might have something to draw a viewer in more than just what you're saying. So what we're saying is if your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. A text hook that you can put on screen to make it more interesting and get someone to read and kind of want to watch more is something like POV, you're the friend whose phone is always at 20%. That's pretty good. Put it to classic again, and then just shrink it down a little bit, and then maybe do that black outline. And then that's a text hook right there, and that's gonna make someone be like, oh dang, this is also talking to me, and it just has a little bit more interest. And then so with that, we can also just add some quick music. So like, I typically recommend you using something from the Meta Sound Collection because that's all copyright-free music, but you can definitely just, for your examples, just pull something from CapCut. So we'll just do vlog, listen to something here. Okay. I like this one, okay? So let's grab this audio, put this in here, and then we're gonna zoom in. And the thing is, it's gonna be very loud.
If your phone is...
So we're just gonna go ahead and bring this down. I typically change all of my like music audio to like -15 to 20. You barely wanna hear it. So I'll put it here at like -16.8, sure. And then it is gonna play for the full song. So you wanna zoom out and then pretty much just trim it down to end with the video. So this is now what the video looks like with that text hook, that text on screen, as well as some music, and it can definitely just change the whole vibe.
If your phone is always at 20% and you're never near a charger, this is for you. I used to stress out every time I left the house. I had to borrow chargers, hunt for outlets, or rush home before my phone died just to charge. But this Anker power bank completely changed that. It's slim enough to bring everywhere, fast charges your phone, and has a USB-C cable built into the wrist strap so you can always charge on the go. There's even a screen that tells you exactly how much battery you have left. Plus, there's a USB-C and a standard USB, so you can charge 2 devices at once. Now, I just throw it in my bag and never have to worry about charging again. Stop stressing about your battery and grab an Anker power bank today.
Awesome. You can tell the difference right there. It just has this different vibe to it. And then that hook just feels a lot more engaging because now you have me talking, but also the text hook that's different than the actual auto captions. And then the auto captions that are changing on screen because we have it one line at a time. These are the things that compound to make a really good UGC video. And right here, this is a great example. What I would do here is I think that this is perfectly fine for your first UGC example in your portfolio and definitely shows your skill. I would go ahead and just export the video. I would name it some things like Anker UGC example. And then I would always do the resolution at 1080. Even if you film in 4K, just export it at 1080 because if you're uploading to Instagram or TikTok, the max quality is gonna be 1080 on there, so anything 4K just kind of gets compressed and looks weird. So export it at 1080, and then you're good to go. You've got your first UGC video. Now let's turn it into a portfolio brands can actually see. So what a portfolio actually does. Once you have UGC examples, it's time to put them into a portfolio, and your portfolio is there to answer one single question for a brand. Do I want to work with this creator? And you have about 10 seconds to answer it, so you want to be able to show who you are, what you can do, and how to reach you. For example, this is what my current portfolio looks like right now, and this was built off Canva for free. Off the first page, you can see my name. I'm a UGC creator. It has my location, a quick sentence about me, UGC creator for 100 plus DTC brands, including Amazon, Starbucks, Harry's, and Perplexity AI. Has my email as well as a clear photo of me. So off rip, a brand knows what I look like and that I'm a UGC creator. On the second page, it shows a little bit more about me and an intro video that I created, which is basically UGC about yourself. And it looks like this. If you're a brand looking for engaging content that actually converts, hi, I'm Antoine. I'm a UGC creator that's worked with top brands like Amazon, Harry's, and dozens more to bring their brands to life through high quality, high converting UGC. With experience creating content that pulls in views like these and drives thousands in revenue, I know how to make UGC that works. From organic, talking head style videos that feel like a FaceTime with a friend, to clean, highly produced edits with effects, sounds, or captions, or even product-centered aesthetic concepts, I know exactly how to turn your brand into content that people will not only watch, but will want to buy from. So what are you waiting for? Message me today and let's get to work. Perfect. Off that, they can already tell what I look like, what I sound like, what I can do on camera. After that, I have social proof of the brands I've worked with, some testimonials, and then I have all of my UGC examples here. So just listing them. I have a case study here of a brand I worked with and ending with a CTA. I'm ending with a CTA here, a call to action where you have my face again, how to contact me, my socials, and just a quick CTA to work with me. So what you need in your first UGC portfolio is going to be your 3 to 5 UGC examples. I would recommend that you have an intro video as well, which goes over who you are, what you make, why to work with you. It's basically UGC about yourself and a clean, simple page with your email and links. My first portfolio was literally just 3 videos, one intro video, and it was built for free on Canva. And that portfolio made me over $10,000 before I changed a single thing. And just so you know, this is going to be a living document. As you keep growing as a creator, you're gonna keep adding to the portfolio. Some things to avoid when starting off with your portfolio are that you do not want to just say that you're a new UGC creator trying this out. I've seen this so many times, and brands don't want to take a risk on someone that is calling them a new creator or beginner. You don't want to have a bunch of typos or grammar errors. Blurry photos or no face photos do not help you. You want to show who you are and what you look like. And lastly, you do not want to wait until it's perfect to launch. I'll tell you right now, done beats perfect every time. Your portfolio grows as you grow. This is a living document. And to build your first portfolio is pretty simple. All you're gonna do is just go to Canva and you're gonna go to templates right here. You can do this completely for free. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna search up portfolio website. You wanna make sure this is a website so you can actually have a link that you can publish. Do not pick a presentation, pick a website template. If you really wanna make sure, go to category and click website. And from here, you're gonna be able to view a bunch of different options and pre-made templates that you can use to create your first portfolio. So if you just click on any of these, you can see. If you do see this little crown in the bottom, that means you do have to be a paid member or premium member to get it, but there's a ton of good options here just with the free version. So for example, this one, you click it, you can kind of see that it's a website template here. Cool, this is very similar to my page. Yeah, awesome, I like this. Cool, we're gonna use this template here. So let's go ahead and use this and create our first portfolio template. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna change portfolio to UGC creator or UGC, let's see, okay. Cool, so we have the template here that we picked. We're just gonna start this off. Instead of portfolio, we're just gonna put UGC portfolio. I'm gonna put my name, Antoine Bowato. Oops, let's go all caps. Antoine Bowato, awesome then. I'm gonna put UGC creator here, and then email me, we'll just put my email here, ugc.antoineb@gmail.com. Perfect, okay, we have that. One other thing that I think is really useful to add is just your location as well. So you can just put this here, and I live in Las Vegas. So Las Vegas, NV, USA. Cool, that looks good. We're gonna replace this with a photo of you. So you wanna have a good headshot if you can. So let's go ahead and upload a image of myself. I should have a headshot somewhere here. So let's use this, perfect. Okay, so that is my intro page right there. Looks pretty good, I can't lie. The next page is going to be kind of like your about page. So you want to just pretty much talk about who you are. Let's see, introduce yourself, give a little bit more insight to who you are, your interests, your experience, and then you want to put in some of your social links. So let's see, say hi, I'm Antoine. And then kind of give a breakdown of you here. Let's see. I'm a 28-year-old UGC creator, dog dad, and active zillennial, loves to create content for the brands I love. Perfect. Very simple. You can definitely expand this more. And then something I would do here is I would just add all of your social links. So like IG at Antoine on the way. You can make this a lot prettier, but I'm just gonna kind of do this fast here. TikTok, Antoine on the way. And then lastly, let's put my email here as well. Email, let's see, ugc.antoineb@gmail.com. So this is super simple. We're just gonna move everything down a little bit, bring this down here, and then we're gonna replace this with our intro video. So we're gonna put our intro video right here. I have it here somewhere. Let's see. That intro video is, and so in, give me 1 second to find this. And then so we have this right here. So now we're gonna put our intro video in here. So we're just gonna drag it, put it right here.
If you're a brand looking,
perfect. That looks good. All right, awesome. One thing I'm gonna tell you right now, every video that you put into Canva is gonna automatically play. So what you wanna do is you wanna click the video, you wanna press edit, scroll down, and you wanna turn off play automatically. Please turn off play automatically. Otherwise, when you publish it, it is going to look crazy. Perfect. Okay, awesome. So we have that page here. Next page, let's go ahead and just add your UGC examples. So we can take this out, we can take this out. What we're gonna do here is we're just gonna throw in UGC examples. And you wanna throw in 3 to 5 examples here. I say 3 to 5 just because it is what looks best. Center that, and then just throw the examples in here. So for example, we're just gonna throw in 3 videos I have.
everyone knows it's not officially.
Whoopsie, okay. There's that one. There's this one.
The brand statement will be fast.
Okay. And just make sure they're all the same size and pretty spaced out evenly. I'm doing this pretty quick, but obviously, you know, you can take your time with this and make it look nice. Just make sure it's done. Okay, perfect. So we have that. So we have our 3 UGC examples here. One thing I would recommend that you do is put a descriptor at the bottom. So what you can do is you can either do something like, I'm gonna center this. You can either do something like the brand name. So like Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat. You can just do the brand name. You could do the brand name and the product. So like Social Snowball affiliate platform. Or you could do a like a style, the style of the video. So you could do captions app skit. So you can do one of these 3, just pick one. Honestly, I just do this, it's the easiest. I just put the brand name and then the actual product there, but I see a lot of people do this as well. It just helps brands understand what it is, but just throw your examples in there. And then after that, the easiest thing that we can do is just create a quick call to action page. So we're going to go ahead and delete this page, delete this page, delete this page, and then delete this page. Oh, and then delete this page. Awesome. Work with me. I'm gonna take this out here. Let's see. Delete that. I don't care about my phone. And then we're gonna throw another photo of me here. So let's just go put that there. Make a big photo of me. Perfect. Awesome. And then let's throw in, let's just throw in all this information here again. Something I like to say is that helped me. Something that I do like to say on my CTA is just email me to get started, response within 24 hours. Cool. All right, awesome. And then that's pretty much our portfolio. So this is what the portfolio will look like on Canva. That did not take that long to make at all. So this is the beginning page, UGC portfolio, your name, location, UGC creator, your email here, and a clear photo of you. After that, you kind of do your about me page. You know, hi, I'm Antoine. I'm a 20-year-old UGC creator, dog dad, and active Zillennial that loves to create content for the brands I love. I would expand on that a little bit more, maybe add your interests, your niches, some unique factors about you. I have my socials over here. You can also add your location again, and then your intro video. Scrolling down, I have my UGC examples, and as you can tell, they're all auto playing right now. So what I need to do is I need to turn off the autoplay real quick. Once again, click it, press edit, turn off autoplay. That is annoying. Okay, here we go. Preview again. The portfolio, boom, boom, boom. Got the UGC examples here. You can click play and you can watch them. And then lastly, we have a CTA page, work with me. Email me to get started, response within 24 hours, Instagram, TikTok, and my email, and a last photo of you. All right, and that is a good looking portfolio. All that's left is to click publish the website, and then on Canva, you can actually publish one website for free. And so you just click a name. So like mine's UGC by Antoine, and then it'll give you a link that people can view and you can put into your bios and whatnot. But just like that, your portfolio is done. Now let's get you paid. There are 4 ways to land UGC deals, and I'm going to walk you through each one. And just to let you know, there is no right way to land UGC deals. There are pretty much 4 main channels that creators use, and they all work. But your job as a beginner is to get set up on all 4 and just start putting the reps in. Because the creator who wins isn't the most talented, it's the one who puts himself in front of the most brands. Number 1, UGC platforms. Let me show you the platforms brands actually use to find UGC creators and how to set yourself up properly. So with UGC platforms, you can think of these as job boards like Indeed, but for UGC. Brands post the briefs and you apply. Some of the most popular ones for beginners are going to be Billo, which is very beginner friendly. Scripts are provided. You do have to submit an intro video, but this was something that I did early on and landed a couple first deals. Join Brand is another one with a lot of high volume and great for reps. Incense, another one with higher quality brands and definitely better pay as you grow. And Coley, which is one that is something that I still use with a ton of well-known consumer brands that are great. And what this would look like is for all these platforms, they're typically free to sign up. All you do is just go ahead and apply on the platform to create a profile. You will answer some demographic questions about yourself, and then you'll upload some of your examples that you've made for kind of like a mock portfolio on there. And then there will be briefs that you apply to. And so to walk you through this, one of the platforms that I love is Coley. This is not sponsored, but it's pretty simple to sign up here. And this is the basic process for most platforms. You would go to the site and then you would pretty much just apply to become a Coley creator, where you would click the button and then just input your basic information to create an account. Once you have an account set up on the platform, you're basically just gonna create a profile. And what your profile is just a list of kind of demographic questions like how do you identify, your birthday, your ethnicity, skin tone, descriptions of you, and any other aspects of you that may be good for a brand to know. Along with that, you are going to link your social media accounts, so Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, any other sites that might help, because there are also briefs for not only UGC, but also influencer deals on sites like this. And lastly, you're going to upload your portfolio videos. So you can have a portfolio on Coley specifically where you can upload up to 9 videos. For you, you already have 3 to 5 UGC examples and your intro video, so just upload all of those. And that'll help your profile as you apply to these brands. With Coley specifically, so how it works, they have a tab up here for briefs, and they pretty much list a variety of different briefs that they have open that you could apply to. They are set up with like different tags. So like, for example, influencer partnership, meaning that you would have to post on your account 1 social post. But it also lists the compensation, $200, as well as the apply date where applications close. They have product reviews where you can just apply and then pretty much you'll get the free product and just leave a review. And they have visual assets UGC, which is the one that we're after here, which is basically creating the content for the brand and you send it to them where they get to use it for their socials or ads. And for example, this one is with Bubby's Ice Cream. The brief name is Bubby's Flavor Passport, Create Flavor Story Series. What they want for deliverables is 1 video and the compensation is $200 and says to apply by tomorrow. So let's go ahead and click this. If you just click on it, you can view the brief, and the brief is gonna tell you everything that you need to know about what they're looking for. So it gives you a little bit of information about Bubby's Ice Cream. It gives you style guides of kind of what they're looking for. So they're looking for this type of content here. Okay. and then tells you upon brief compensation, $200. And then it goes into the actual deliverable. So it'll tell you everything you need to know about what they're looking for. So a testimonial video, which means it's more talking head and kind of about you. Vertical, so it is traditional kind of Instagram, TikTok style. And they want this between 15 seconds and 59 seconds with no music in the background. Tone of video, kind of the video concepts. They want 4 creators. Different flavor pairings here. So they want Japanese culture, Filipino, Hispanic, Indian. That's really cool. And then they have a full shot list of what they want as well as what's required. So they want 1 video showcasing the product with cultural connection and an image. And then they give you your clear messaging points here. So you can use all this information to build the script based off the structure we talked about earlier. And it tells you that you get one of the eligible products. So you can just click it and then kind of see the products that you can get. It has everything that you need to know within the briefs, and this is pretty typical for most platforms. So say that we want to apply to this brief. All we'll do is press apply. And with Coley specifically, they ask a bunch of questions that you need to answer. With other platforms, you may just click apply and then you don't need to answer anything. But with Coley, because of all these extra steps, it does mean that you have higher quality briefs and a better chance to get selected if you can answer these applications well. So with this, it does ask you to submit a sample content asset, which is basically just submitting an example of one of your videos. I usually just upload an asset and I just click one of my videos that I've made here. So let's just send this one, open, and then you can just upload the video directly. After that, it's going to ask you to highlight work in your portfolio that you believe resonates with Bubby's Ice Cream. This is pretty much where you can make a statement about why you are a good fit. And as a brand new creator, obviously you may feel a little scared to this because you don't have all the credibility. So just really tie into what makes you unique and the best fit for this. So for this one specifically, we know that they're looking for people that have specific cultural ties. It is a food video. So you would want to really tie in and make it feel like you are a great fit for them. Pretty much just introduce yourself and really tie in to those specific unique factors that make you a great fit for the role. For this, they want people who can tie into the cultural pairings that you relate to. They want someone that probably likes ice cream and food. So talk about that. So I would say, my name is Antoine and I'm a 28-year-old Filipino and Japanese UGC creator who loves creating food content. Food content for the snacks I love, including Bubby's Ice Cream. Perfect. So that's like a really good intro to kind of like why I'm a good fit here already. Let's see. Then just talk about your experience and make sure to brag. Do not be humble. So like with experience creating high converting content. I'm positive I could create exactly what the brief needs through engaging and delicious shots. Cool. Something like that. You can also use AI to help out. This is really quick, but pretty much just like highlight your experience. And just so you know, you have experience. You've already created videos. You have experience creating videos. So use that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click here. I have matcha green tea. I'm ube, Filipino. Let's see. I am Filipino and love ube. My mom is from Japan and I visit frequently. Perfect then. And then here you just pick kind of which one you want. Here I'm just gonna put ube or matcha. Perfect then. Has your information there and then apply to brief. And just like that, you've applied to the brief, and then here in the briefs tab, it'll tell you new, applied, active, and completed. So on the applied, it'll tell you kind of what you have in application, and then Once you get accepted, you'll get a notification and then you'll get started there. The second way to land UGC deals is through Fiverr. Fiverr is one of the fastest ways for you to land your first deal as a beginner because brands come to you. Let me show you how to set up a gig that actually gets found. With Fiverr, it is basically a freelance platform where you can list a gig, which is pretty much a posting for your services, and brands will search and message you directly to start orders. I actually landed my first ever UGC deal through Fiverr 7 days after starting the account. Some things that I recommend overall with Fiverr is to start your pricing low. That way you can get those early deals, get reviews, and there is a level system. That way you can level up and charge more. You can add your intro video as a gig video. That way brands can see you, and that's what helped me a lot. And always respond within 24 hours because Fiverr tracks it. So this is Fiverr. What you're going to do is you're going to create a Fiverr seller profile. You do not want a Fiverr buyer profile. With a Fiverr buyer profile, this is what Fiverr looks like as a buyer, where you can kind of search up people, and say you're a brand and you look up UGC creator. You're going to get a ton of UGC gig listings here. And so you can see exactly all the listings of creators that are offering their services for this. This is a buyer profile. You want to set up a seller profile where you can list your own gig. And so this is what that's gonna look like. When you're on your UGC seller profile, it'll tell you that, and then it'll say switch to buying, which means you're on seller. So with your seller profile, you are going to be able to access your dashboard. We'll tell you your performance here, how much you've earned, active orders, success score, your ratings, and your response rate. Something very cool about Fiverr is that you can actually get reviews and ratings from your clients that you can use in your portfolio. And how Fiverr works is that you are going to set up a gig. And like I said, a gig is a listing for your service. So for example, this is what my current gig looks like and my top performing gig is. And the title is, I will create male UGC spokesperson videos for your brand. And I have my intro video as that first video listed. That way brands can see it. From here, I have a description about the gig, which you can pretty much copy paste, and I'll go through this in a second. But it says, I'm Antoine, a Gen Z 28-year-old UGC creator and dog dad based in Las Vegas. I've created UGC videos for a ton of brands and bring high energy, authentic storytelling, and a strong on-camera presence from years of fitness, lifestyle, and corporate recruiting experience. I specialize in user-generated content, UGC, and short-form video ads that drive real results. I will create an engaging, authentic UGC ad that highlights your product, brand, or service. You can use these ads for TikTok, TikTok Shop affiliate videos, Instagram, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. So if you're looking for a short 27-year-old bearded Asian guy with big energy to bring personality to your ad portfolio, you found the right guy. Let me be your spokesperson. And then I have a disclaimer here. You may not use AI to alter the script or my likeness without my permission and an additional fee. I only offer revisions for mistakes made on my end. If you need a revision due to script or tone changes, a revision fee will apply, so please finalize those details before submitting the order. I offer discounts for bulk orders of 3 or more videos. Feel free to ask me about it. I look forward to working with you. I use the same description for every gig. And then with this, you actually have to list 3 levels of pricing on Fiverr. And that's gonna be your basic, standard, and premium. But let's go ahead and actually show you how to create your gig. So for example, when you're creating a new gig, you're gonna press create new gig. So if you wanna create a new gig, you are going to go right here and press create a new gig. I'm gonna just walk you through exactly what mine looks like. That way you can see what a high performing gig actually looks like on the inside here. So your gig title, you want this to be very direct and searchable. For example, mine is, I will create male UGC spokesperson videos for your brand. You wanna keep it short and very searchable, so use those terms. So like, I will make female UGC testimonial style videos for your brand or service. The category you're gonna pick is going to be video and animation. Then you'll click UGC videos, which I just lost somewhere. But you're gonna click UGC videos, and then in the service type, you'll click human UGC. From there, it's gonna ask you for some gig metadata, so just more information about you to help you get found. So put in your creator type, your age range, Your native language, it's gonna ask you about your accent, which is important. So put in your accent. If you have an American accent, British, French, whatever. Ethnicity, so I will put that I'm Asian to help me get found for Asian style videos. Video styles, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this matters that much. You can just pick whatever. So I just put like product demo and tutorials, how to, and I'll put a testimonial. Filming style, also don't know if this matters too much, but most people I know just do handheld, selfie, POV, tripod. No clue what mirror style or studio is, so don't worry. Platforms, I will pretty much just do all these: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X. You would never actually post on these, but it's just good to list these here for searchability. And then in the niche, this doesn't really matter either. Just pick two that you think you relate to. So I just put beauty and tech. Positive keywords, I've actually heard this from multiple other creators that are big on Fiverr. You wanna just look up kind of very searchable terms like testimonial, spokesperson, Instagram video ads, TikTok video ads, maybe Meta video ads, and then it could be male or female voiceover. So that would be everything there. For your pricing, like I said, you have to do 3 tiers on Fiverr specifically. And the way that majority of UGC creators do it is that they do a 15-second runtime, a 30-second runtime, and a 60-second runtime. You can just name them. You could just use basic, standard, premium. I like using the quickie, the bestseller, and the top tier. That's what I see a lot. And almost every creator has this exact little blurb here, which says a description of these tiers. So for the 15-second one, it would be up to 15-second UGC video for you to use to promote your product, brand, or service. You can just copy that right out. What I would recommend for your delivery time here as a new creator is to really just deliver fast. That is how you're going to get more deals in, and you could change this later once you're more established. But for your first like 5 deals on Fiverr, I would recommend doing either 1-day or 2-day delivery on the basic, and then on the standard and premium, either 2 to 3 days. So we can do 3 days here and then 3 days here. So this is what I would recommend, because you want to really incentivize that brands to work with you quick. You can do 3 or 5 days if you want to. That's fine, it's up to you. But if you can have the bandwidth for 2 to 3 days, definitely do it. From here, you want to keep number of videos at 1. And then I would always just click on these buttons here: script writing, B-roll enhancement, graphic elements. I would never add additional hooks. I would only add that as an upsell. Subtitles, captions included. Yes, you will do the editing here. And then usage rights. This is pretty much, usage rights are if the brand can use the video for an ad. On Fiverr, I just go unlimited, but you can set it to a certain amount of months. You just have to follow up. So I would just click unlimited here. Revisions, I typically do 2. And then if you are a brand new creator, what I would recommend is keeping your pricing lower. That way you can actually get more deals and get credibility, those reviews, the ratings. And then once you hit level 1 on Fiverr, which is after like your first 5 deals, $500, raise your rates. But what I would recommend is starting at $50 for a 15-second video, $70 for a 30-second video, and maybe $90 for your 60-second video. You don't need to worry about any additional services here. You don't need to worry about any of these additional things here. I would just focus on setting it up like this. After that, for your description, you can literally just copy mine, and I have it right here. So you can just screenshot this and just copy it right out. For the requirement, it usually asks a brand to answer certain questions here. These are Fiverr questions that are mandatory, and the only question that I add is a multiple choice question here that says, what format should this be filmed in? This is very important because you want to know if it should be filmed in vertical or landscape. So I just put multiple choice, vertical 9:16, landscape 16:9, 1:1, which is like square, or something other, and I just say the message. After that, you have advanced settings, never touch this really here, and then your gallery. With your gallery, just want to make sure to upload a video for sure. Upload your intro video. It is going to help you so much. My intro video is what got me ton of deals early on Fiverr because a lot of people don't have one. So this really helps set you up. You can add images or documents as well. These images, I just made these on Canva really easily just to show your face more. So pretty simple. But after that, just go ahead and save that and preview it, and then your gig will be live and brands will start reaching out to you directly into your messages where you can respond to brands and then they can place orders. And once you get an order placed, they'll pretty much kind of give you the information, the deliverables. Then you'll go ahead and complete that and deliver it through the actual order here. So for example, this one was a 1 video deal. They can leave you a rating as well as a review, and everyone can see this, which definitely helps you out there. That is Fiverr, and it is an amazing way to get brand to come to you. So definitely get that set up here. The third way to land UGC deals is going to be through email pitching. And this is the channel that most beginners skip because it feels scary. But it's also how I landed some of my biggest deals. And let me show you the exact email I'd send today. So right here, this is on the right side, my actual email template that I send to every brand. And it's pretty much going to say, hi first name, I'm a big fan of brand name and love what you've been posting lately. I've already spotted a few UGC angles that I think could really hit with your audience, especially with what's trending in the industry right now. As a Gen Z creator who's chronically online and obsessed with paid ads and direct response, I've helped 100 plus DTC brands go viral and create ads that convert. And then I hyperlinked 3 examples. My name is Antoine Boito, and this hyperlinks to my portfolio. I'm a 28-year-old UGC creator and strategist based in Las Vegas who's partnered with top brands including Amazon, Starbucks, Harry's, and Motion AI. Would you be open to seeing some of the content ideas I had in mind? Like I said, this is the exact template I use. And the format that you can use for your own templates is pretty simple. The subject line I send is just UGC Partnership X Antoine Boito, your name. The first portion of your email template is going to be relating to the brand. So here I said that I'm a big fan and I actually have some ideas here. After that, you want to show proof of your ability as a creator. So I talk about how I'm obsessed with paid ads, I know how to create content, and I hyperlink the examples. That is your superpower right there. Hyperlink your UGC examples. You can just upload them to YouTube Shorts or upload them to Google Drive and send a link. After that is when I introduce myself and I say my name and kind of a brief example of who I am. And lastly, I end with a question. Always end with a question, that way they can respond, and I just say, would you be open to seeing some of the content ideas I had in mind? You can also ask, who would be the best person to send some content ideas to? And by the way, the easiest way to actually pitch to brands is using a platform like Bento, which is pretty much just a creator database where you can find all these brand emails. This is not sponsored either. But this is what Bento looks like, and it's pretty much just a database, like I said. So you can go here and search for a brand. So for example, Bloom, and in here, you can go ahead and find a ton of brands here. So you'll see Bloom Nutrition, you can click on it, it'll give you information, and you can directly click email. And then if you go here to the 2, it'll have your email templates all lined up already, and then has a ton of contacts here for you to reach out to. So I would recommend reaching out to anyone in influencer marketing or marketing, social media, UGC in general. So for example, Noor, influencer marketing coordinator, perfect. I would click her and then I would go ahead and send my general template, which is the template I showed you, and just click send. And then that would go ahead and pitch directly. It's linked to your Gmail and it's super great to use. This is what I use to pitch all my brands. As a brand new UGC creator, just steal my email template. You can literally just screenshot this and plug and play and use this to email brands. And the fourth way to land UGC deals, and my personal favorite, is through personal branding and getting inbound deals. This is going to take the longest to build, but it is gonna compound the hardest. 40 to 50% of all my deals come from inbounds to this day. And so how I created a personal brand that landed me inbounds was pretty much posting about my UGC journey. I showed the behind the scenes of me making content. I talked about what I was learning, and I was breaking down the UGC examples I was making. And all of this really helped me create authority and showed that I knew what I was talking about to brands who wanted similar content. And something that I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to use your personal brand to land UGC deals, then you should be making content for brands and not for other creators. So make the content that you think a brand would want to see over content that would impress other creators. You're set up on all 4 channels. Now, the only thing that's left is to put in the work. Here's your exact 30-day plan. Within the next 30 days, the daily standard is going to be doing 20 actions per day. And that could be pretty much like applications, pitches, DMs, platform submissions. Pretty much anything that puts your portfolio or work in front of a brand will count as one of these actions. And I want to tell you right now, do not stop at just building the portfolio. The portfolio is not the destination, it is just a tool for you to get the brand deals. So let's break down exactly what you're gonna do week by week to land your first deal in the first 30 days. So day 1 of week 1 of starting your UGC journey, after you watch this video, I want you to go ahead and script out 3 UGC examples. On day 2, I want you to film and edit these examples. On day 3, I want you to script, film, and edit your intro video. And now on day 4, I want you to create your UGC portfolio on Canva. Perfect. On day 5, I want you to get set up on 3 to 5 UGC platforms. Day 6, set up your Fiverr seller profile and gigs. And then day 7, create your email template plus 10 first pitches to brands. Perfect. That is gonna be your week 1, and that is how you're gonna get set up fully to get started with landing deals. In week 2 is where we really start putting in the work here. So in week 2, it's gonna be 20 activities every day. Remember, these are gonna be like pitches, applications, DMs, etc. What I want you to do also in week 2 is to film another UGC example to add to the portfolio. And this is just gonna really help you add more credibility to your portfolio and increase your chances of getting deals. Along with this, I want you to be tracking every application/activity that you do. The easiest way to do this is just create a Google Sheet, something like this. Just create a simple table in Google Sheets with the brand name, the channel you used, the date, status, and the follow-up date you have set. So for example, Bloom, I saw them on Coley, I applied on 5/22 and I applied. Anchor, I emailed them on 5/22, so I pitched them and I need to follow up on 6/1. And Alani, I applied on Billo, 5/22, and I got accepted, so that's in process. So this is something super easy just to get set up here. You can make this in like 5 minutes. In week 3, you're just gonna go ahead and continue 20 activities every day. You're gonna follow up on emails with no responses. And I want you to start posting on personal brand to document journey. And that's gonna help you get some of those inbounds. And finally, in week 4, as you've been putting in all the work in, I want you to continue and finish out 20 activities a day, follow up on emails without response, respond quickly to respond to any brands interested, and finish out the deals. If you're able to follow this plan for 30 days, and in the first week you're able to get everything set up, and over the weeks 2, 3, and 4, you're able to do 20 activities every day, track all of them, follow up with the brands, and continue to post on your personal brand, I am almost positive you will land a deal. And for whatever reason, by the end of that, if you aren't landing a deal, that's when you should really look at your pitches, your email templates, your applications on Coley, your portfolio, and audit to see what can be improved. It could be the quality of your videos, it could be grammar mistakes, it could be something as simple as you putting in the wrong email. So I would want to make sure you just audit that and see exactly what that is. But if you just continue being consistent and put in the work like this Your first deal is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. Okay, you've put in all the work and you finally got your first yes and you've gotten accepted to your first paid deal. Here's what happens next. So you are most likely going to get a creative brief. This is gonna have everything outlined for what they're looking for, the deliverables, the information you need. So make sure to read the brief fully before you start filming. Before you start filming as well, you wanna make sure that you get everything in writing. Typically, when you're working with a brand directly, you would go ahead and get a contract signed. So that's where you can confirm the deliverables, their usage rights, the timeline, payment, all in writing and get that signed. After everything is approved, you're gonna go ahead and probably write out the script, send it to the brand for approval. And once that's done, it's time to go ahead and film. And as you're doing this first brief, you want to focus on under promising and over delivering. You want to make sure you're delivering on time early if possible and give them everything possible to have a great first experience with that brand. This alone is what's gonna separate you from most creators and probably get you repeat work. After you submit that first version of the video, more than likely the brand will give you some feedback for revisions. And don't worry, that's completely normal. Once you get the revisions, just go ahead and take a look at it, reference the original video and see exactly what they mean, see how to implement it, and just handle the revisions and send them timely within about 24 to 48 hours. After that, send the final versions to them. Once approved, send an invoice for payment and get paid. And so if you're able to follow this and really focus on over delivering for your clients, those one-off deals will become repeat clients when they're easy to work with. You might be wondering exactly what you're gonna be charging with these brands. So here's a general pricing framework. I do wanna say, there is no universal rate sheet. Feel free to experiment with your rates, but here's something I would recommend as you're moving along in your UGC journey. So as a beginner, say your first 5 to 10 deals, I would recommend going anywhere from $0, so like a gifted collab where you get free product, up to about $100 a video. And you could think of this as paid training. So you're getting paid to practice UGC and train with real brand briefs and grow your portfolio. After that, once you're a novice creator, about 5 to 25 deals in, you can go about $100 to $300 a video to really build more proof and build up your portfolio. After that, you can move to the intermediate level where you're about 25 to 100 deals in, and you could look at somewhere around $300 to $500 per video. And finally, after that, once you feel like you're advanced and creating good quality and know what you're doing, I would definitely recommend at $500 and up per video. And that's where you're gonna be really negotiating on usage rights, bundles, whitelisting, and other add-ons there. Something I wanna tell you right now, do not stay at beginner pricing longer than you need to. If you feel like you have the proof and the confidence to demand higher rates, raise your rates. If you have made it this far, you literally have everything you need to start UGC and start making money from it. You know what UGC actually is. You know how to make content that converts. You know how to script, film, and edit a video. You know how to build a portfolio, and you know the 4 channels to land paid deals. Plus, you have the exact framework to land a paid deal within the first 30 days. And the only variable left in this is you. So stop watching and start building out your UGC business today.